actually, how is it for you here? Like, is it going well?
Oh yeah, this is my first time in Moscow, and even though it's a very brief trip of like a single day, you know, I drove by the Kremlin yesterday, so I got to see St. Catherine's Cathedral. So I'm a big fan of that kind of Russian brutalist architecture and that sort of Stalinist architecture. So being here is great, and seeing, you know, Russia for the first time. It's my first time here, and even though it's been a short time, I've had great fun.
Oh, like you mentioned Soviet architecture. Have you seen it, like in the movies, or
sort of in DayZ mod, which isn't exactly Russian architecture, but also, you know, I've always been a fan of those kind of blogs that go to like abandoned Russian structures, and you see these like absolutely gigantic pieces of architecture. It's just mind-blowing. I was an architecture student many years ago, and I studied in college, so I just love that sort of very simple, brutalist, but big scale architecture.
Oh, maybe there is like something about Chernobyl also, like there is some interest in some kind of...
Oh, for sure. I mean, our swimming pool is based on the Chernobyl swimming pool.
Like in many games, and it's typical, like typical buildings. Like
exactly. So we
different
had who did our buildings? It was there was a Russian guy that helped, but also we had an Iranian that did most of the modeling work. So, you know, it was inspired by photographs that were sent for our Russian contacts and stuff. So, yeah, but I mean, it's an iconic swimming pool, right? And the funniest thing for me is like people were saying, "Oh, look, they ripped off the Call of Duty swimming pool," and it was like, no, we ripped off the real life swimming pool that exists in Chernobyl.
Yeah, but. Yeah, like it's actually also in the movies. Like an iconic.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty an iconic place. Pool, yeah.
You mentioned before like about single player, but it was like a brief moment. Like in Reddit, in subreddit. Are there like any actual ideas you have? No.
Oh no, listen, I have an idea in my head for what I think would be a pretty cool like single player, even a co-op single player game mode. But really, like, we don't have any resources to dedicate to that at all, and you know, I'm not even sure if we'll add one to the game, but it's an idea I had in my head, so maybe it'll be another game sometime in the future.
But it's an idea of free world or more linear?
No, kind of open world, open world single player kind of, yeah.
And co-op like 2-3 people, not like...
Oh, maybe up to like a squad of 4 or 5.
Oh,
you know?
like a squad.
Yeah.
One
so
squad.
like, but you know, that's just an idea. So there's no plans to add it. You know, I said it before. It was like a dream of mine to add a single player campaign, but there are no plans. And it's like I'm not saying single player is coming.
You
know, it's,
like you have an idea, but
that's it. I have an idea. I think it's a pretty fun idea, but you know, right now, no plans.
The game is scheduled to release on PC like 1.0 like version.
Yeah, 1.0 later this year.
On PC and Xbox One.
Exactly. So we're moving into game preview on Xbox One, which is like early access basically on Steam, and it's great because we get to develop the game with the players, you know. And for a game on console, especially a shooter game, it's so important to get that real player feedback on how the controls feel, how the inventory management feels, and you know, game preview is so powerful to do that, and we're very lucky to have it on console.
But are there any plans for PlayStation 4? Or like you have some kind
So right now we haven't even thought about it, just because we don't have the resources, you know. Like we decided to go publish with Microsoft on console because we could just draw on their huge pool of resources to really get the game to a really good state. Because, you know, we had a team in Anticto in Spain, our partner company, that were doing most of the Xbox port, and now we have some in Korea in the team working on it as well. But now having the resources of Microsoft to kind of pour into this, it's really going to help both platforms, because you know, Microsoft also make Windows, which is their other major platform. So you know, we're working with them to really optimize the game for both platforms, and like there may be other platforms down the road, but right now we just have to focus on Xbox and PC.
But technically it's not like a big deal right now, like it's not like PlayStation 3 with its different, much different
like we use
architecture.
Unreal Engine, which is a great engine because it is so fully cross-platform. So anything is possible in the future, but right now we have to focus on Xbox and PC
after
because
all, it's not released yet, so yeah.
no, exactly right, and PlayStation doesn't have a game preview program, so anything we release on PlayStation in the future will have to be full release. So we want to work with console players to make the game feel great. So that's mainly why we chose Xbox, because of the game preview program. We saw it as a really valuable tool to get the player feedback.
When you started working in a game industry,
Yeah.
like on a first job, when you got your first salary, what was your like first major?
What did I spoil myself? What did
Yeah, like
I haven't yet. Really, I'm not an extravagant person. I like a nice jacket. I only bought myself like a Prada jacket there a few weeks ago, that I don't spend money on myself. The most I'll spend is on a nice bottle of wine. I'm not an extravagant guy, I'm very simple. But what's important to me about the success of this game is that I have a 12-year-old daughter back home in Ireland, and now she doesn't need to worry. That whatever she needs in life, I can provide for her. And the same with my family. My parents had some money issues because of some bad investments that some guy made for them, and they were retired. They're both hitting 70, and they were essentially not doing well financially. And now I'm able to go relax. You don't need to worry about getting a job. You don't need to worry about doing anything else. I did buy my dad a new car, but apart from that, I don't spend money on myself. I really don't. I'd rather help other people than spend it on me, because I'm a simple guy. I wear Converse and jeans, and t-shirts. That's me. I don't believe in going mad with cash. I think it's because I'm a little bit older. I'm 41, so I've seen these kind of people that get fame very early and they just go crazy with money, and that's not me. It's
maybe also the family factor. Like when you got a family, you think differently.
You really
I
do.
suppose.
No, you really do. I mean, all that matters now to me is my daughter. And the great thing about the success of Battlegrounds is that I'm able to look after my family, and not just this generation, but I can hopefully ensure that my family will have money for future generations as well, which is something that's very important to me.
Like, what is your top 3 video games for you?
For me, well, the games that I absolutely loved, which are Delta Force, Black Hawk Down, America's Army, and Arma. They're the 3 games I absolutely adore. I just love the realism. I love the fact that you die and you die, and everything about it is just they're the type of games I love. It's Milsim all the way for me.
I think we're done. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
It's fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It was nice to meet you.
Of course.
Actually,
You want a picture?
Yeah. Oh.